Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. Well, we didn't know who was going to show up or whatever, but I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're being safe. We're called Knock on Wood. My name is Howie Newman. This is Joe Kessler here. And we kind of look like a folk duo, but we don't do any folk music. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but just not our thing. We leave that to other people. On the menu for a song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You have to go back to the beginning. And you will be asked to join in on occasion. And let me remind you, and I want to make this very clear from the start, that participation is 25% of your grade. So I'm going to start off with a song that's about relationships. I was just kind of wondering how many of you in the audience are either in a relationship now or have ever been in a relationship at any point in your life, real or imagined? Very good. Because you know that one of the most important things in any relationship is that you're able to accept the minor flaws of your partner. That's kind of where this song is coming from. My wife and I, we were at a wedding several years ago, and they had a band and they were playing that Elton John classic, Youre song. And my wife leans over to me, she said, you know, when that song was popular, it was a long time ago, but I was in summer camp and everybody loved that song. The kids sang it, the counselors sang it, and I thought to myself, maybe someday, somehow, somebody would write a song about me. So the moral of the story is, be careful what you wish for. I love my woman with all my soul. She's smart and pretty, she got a heart of gold. She knows how to cook and dresses so fine. I'm so glad that she's all mine. No one's perfect, you know that's true. There's just one thing she can't do. She tries real hard but misses the mark. My baby can't parallel park. My baby can't parallel park. After all these years, she's still in the dark. Back and forth and up on the curb, bumping and grinding, gets in the nerve. Rocking and rolling with all her heart. My baby can't parallel park. Saturday morning was a beautiful day, sunny and warm. We went in shopping, checked the sales, picked up some food and dropped the Mountain Dew. 1 hour parking, the street sign said, my baby just shrugged and shook her head. Just 1 hour, that's a disgrace. It takes almost that long to get into the space. My baby can't parallel park. After all these years, she's still in the dark. Back and forth and up on the curb, bumping and grinding, gets in the nerve. Rocking and rolling with all her heart. My baby can't parallel park. Well, it's simple geometry, it's no big deal. You angle it in, then you turn the wheel. Straighten it out, and there you are. lock all the doors and get out of the car. But her mystery would never you do. It's just one thing she can't do. Search for something like Lewis and Clark. My baby can't parallel park. My baby can't parallel park. After all these years, she's still in the dark. Back and forth and up on the curb. Bumping in the grind, he gets the nerve. Rocking in a rotor with all her heart. My baby can't parallel park. My baby can't parallel park. Okay, Ellen, you got 15 feet on either side. Just take a deep breath now. Take your time. I know you can do this. Can't parallel park. Thank you very much. That's a song from my latest album. I know some people were singing along with it. You probably have it at home, I'm sure. Most of the songs I write are sort of in that vein, but I do write some serious songs. And this is a song I wrote about watching my children grow up. Actually, now I'm watching my grandchild grow up, so that's kind of a new experience. But this is for the other generation, and it's an amazing journey, really, watching kids grow up. Because, like, one day they're this tall, and the next thing, you know, they're in college or something, and you can't quite figure out how that happened so quickly. And I remember the exact experience, this is etched into my mind, that inspired this song. I was sitting at the kitchen table with my daughter when she was 2 years old, and she was doing something totally adorable, which 2-year-olds are very good at when they're not making trouble. And
it's on their resume.
Yeah, that's right, it's on their resume. And I thought to myself, I need to find a way to kind of bottle this, you know, to remember what this feels like. So after I watched them grow up a bit, I wrote this song, and it brings back a lot of great memories. I'm looking at a 2-year-old, big blue eyes and curly hair, hoping that years from now I'll remember being there, just what it felt like. Now she's up there on the stage, dancing up a storm. Great big smiling hands that sing. Who could ask for more? Where did the time go? Our kids aren't kids anymore. How they grew up so fast, I'm not really sure. Next thing you know, they're walking out the door. Our kids aren't kids anymore. He was brash and he was loud, full of energy. He could run and he could jump and scamper up a tree. I still remember. Now he's tall and mellow, leader of the band. A child no longer, that's for sure. Almost a man, where did the time go? Our kids aren't kids anymore. How they grow up so fast, I'm not really sure. Next thing you know, they're walking out the door. Our kids aren't kids anymore. much to say, where did the time go? Each one is different, yet so much the same. They always seem to make us proud, each in their own way, and they still do. Our kids aren't kids anymore. How they grow up so fast, I'm not really sure. Next thing you know, they're walking out the door. Our kids aren't kids anymore. Thank you. We're going to be doing a lot of my songs. I think it's important to do original music. I mean, for a couple of reasons. First of all, nobody else plays my songs that I do. So if I don't do it, it's just not happening. The other thing is more of a philosophical type of concept, and that is if nobody ever did original songs, then there would be no songs. So I'm trying to keep the industry going here. So the premise, well, we will do some songs you know, I'm sure. And we'll do a lot of songs that we know also. That's right, hopefully. So the premise of this next song is that as you get older, your ability to stay out late and party diminishes exponentially. So if you're around my age, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're much younger than me, I don't see anybody here that's much younger than me, then you could just make fun of me, I don't care. So, and there's a little sing-along part at the end of this, and I will teach it to you when we get there. Gang's all here, the night is young, it's time to shake one down. Let's stay out late, celebrate, head on into town. We've got a lot of money, and the cars are filled with gas. All the clubs are open late, but I think I'll have to pass. 'Cause it's way past my bedtime, I should be home by now. There was a time when I'd feel just fine anyway and anyhow. But now those days are over, and I'm feeling more serene. A few more years you'll know just what I mean. My agent called with real good news, a steady gig at last. $200 for dinner, everything in cash. But he said, I gotta warn you, this ain't no matinee. Don't go on till 10 p.m. Do you think that it's okay? Well, it's way past my bedtime, I should be home by now. There was a time when I'd feel just fine anyway and anyhow. Now those days are over, and I'm feeling more serene. A few more years you'll know just what I mean. Well, I was feeling real good, but then I got a shock. I looked down at my watch and I said, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. One of the great things about playing with Joe is that he never, ever, ever plays the same thing twice. Every show is a totally new experience. It's Friday night, time is right, the working week is done. The game's on the tube, let's go and have some fun. We've got a place to crash, we've got a lot of beer. A 56-inch TV, but there's just one problem here.
And what's that, Howie? Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, it's way past my bedtime, I should be home by now. There was a time when I'd feel just fine anyway and anyhow. Now those days are over, and I'm feeling more serene. A few more years, you'll know just what I meant. Here's the sing-along part. You sing exactly what I sing immediately after I sing. So it's very good for people who have a short attention span. So if I sing it's way past my bedtime, you sing
Way past my bedtime.
okay, you got it. And you got to pay attention. It's going to get increasingly more difficult as we go along. It's way past my bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime.
Way past my bedtime.
I should be home by now.
I should be home by now.
I should be home. I should be home by now.
I should be home. I should be home by now.
It's way past my bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime.
Okay, we're gonna bring it down now. Way down. Can we bring the lights down just a bit? That's great, thank you. 'Cause you know, sometimes you're in a social situation where you have to communicate this information in a very discreet and subtle manner. Like, for instance, you're at a party, or a very, very boring folk music concert, and you want to get going. So you just kind of lean over to your better half, and you whisper very, very gently in his or her ear, just like this. I should be home by now. I should be home by now. I could be home by now. I could be home by now. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
That was horrible. Let's try that again. I did mention this was a sing-along, right? I did, okay. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Well, I'm singing this awful song.
I'm singing this awful song.
Where did I go wrong?
Where did I go wrong?
Way past my bedtime, I should be home by now. There was a time when I'd feel just fine anyway and anyhow. Now those days are over, and I'm feeling more serene. A few more years, you'll know just what I mean. Alrighty, thank you very much. Thank you. So we're going to do a song that you might know, actually. Goes back to the mid-'60s, I believe. A song by the Kinks. They came over in the 60s, you know, as part of the big British invasion. They quickly distinguished themselves as the only British band that sounded British, you know. Ray Davies had that nasal Cockney, you know, tone to his voice. Taxman's taken all my dough and left me and my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got, and all I've got's this sunny afternoon. Save me, save me, save me from this squeeze. I got a big fat mama trying to break me, 'cause I love to live so pleasantly. Living life luxury, days on a sunny afternoon. In the summertime, in the summertime, in the summertime. Girlfriend's run off with my car and gone back to her ma and pa. telling tales of drunkenness and cruelty. Now I'm sitting here, sipping at my ice cold beer, and all I've got is sunny afternoon. Help me, help me, help me sail away. Give me 2 good reasons why I ought to stay. 'Cause I love to live so pleasantly, live this life of luxury, blazing on a sunny afternoon. In the summertime, in the summertime, in the summertime. Save me from this sweet. I got a big fat mama trying to break me. 'Cause I love to live so pleasantly, live this life of luxury, blazing on a sunny afternoon. In the summertime, in the summertime, in the summertime. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. You know, I was a sports writer for like 18 years. I worked for the Patriot Ledger, actually, for a few years. Covered the World Series a couple times, covered a lot of Red Sox, and I've been a songwriter for a long time as well. So it was inevitable the worlds were going to collide. I stole that from Seinfeld, but it's also okay. And I wrote about a dozen baseball songs, and I'd like to do one for you right now. It's from my latest baseball CD called Baseball's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. And this is a song about Johnny Damon. Remember Johnny Damon? How could you forget? He was on the 2004 World Series winning, curse-busting gang of idiots. And he could do a lot of things for you, you know. He could run, he could hit for power, he could field, couldn't throw worth a damn. But, and he is very instrumental in that championship run. I mean, he had a grand slam against the Yankees in the 7th game in a league championship series and had some big hits in the World Series. And so the following year he batted .316, that was his all-time career high. And over the winter, he became a free agent. And he did the unthinkable, which was to sign a contract with the Yankees. So I wrote a song about it. People thought it was pretty amusing back then. And after a few years, it got a little dated, so I stopped playing it. But now it's retro, you know. So it's making a comeback. I have to adjust this perfectly because once I start the song, I can't adjust it. I can't do that. Why did you go, Johnny Damon? Why did you take the cash and run? Do you think in New York City you'll be having this much fun? They cut your hair and shave your beard, you smile, you say thanks. We don't love you anymore, now you're with the gang. Perhaps they didn't tell you, perhaps you did not know. Left center field, 450 plus, how you gonna make that throw? There's lots more ground to cover, you're getting slower every year. And I bet by mid-July you wish that you were here. Why did you go, Johnny Damon? Why did you take the cash and run? Do you think in New York City you'll be having this much fun? They cut your hair and shave your beard, you smile, you say thanks. We don't love you anymore, now you're with the Yanks. Now George, you don't like losing, so you best be on your guard. if you don't hit 300, life will never be so hard. And if you don't make the playoffs, win a couple rounds, fans will cuss and swear at you, run you out of town. Why did you go, Johnny Damon? Why did you take your cash and run? Do you think in New York City you'll be having this much fun? They cut your hair and shaved your beard. You smiled, you said thanks. We don't love you anymore, but now you're with me again. Hit it, boys. Why did you go, Johnny Damon? Why did you take the cash and run? Do you think in New York City you'll be having this much fun? You're out of sight and out of mind. Don't think you'll be missed. We don't need you anymore, 'cause we got Cocoa Crisp. Ready, thank you. I'm going to give Joe a little breather here because he's been cranking out a storm there. And by Cocoa Crisp, I'm glad you recognize it. He was the guy who replaced Johnny Damon in center field. But Red Sox had a long-range plan. They had this hot shot in the minor leagues. His name was Jacoby Ellsbury. And he became the center fielder before too long. So I actually rewrote the final verse of the song to reflect that bit of information. And then Ellsbury signed with the Yankees too, so I said, that'd help. All right. By the way, we're going to be doing 2 sets, so about 40 minutes or so with a short break in the middle, and each set's going to rise to an amazing crescendo at the end, and then we'll take our break and come back. So hopefully you'll stick around. It seems to work well that way. Anyway, this is the moment that some of you people have been waiting for. I'll be doing the title track from my latest CD. This song is called When You're Happy, I'm Happy Too. It was inspired by a trip with my lovely wife to a yoga retreat in Western Mass. A lot of meditation, relaxation, contemplation, concentration, yoga, vegetarian food, people saying the word wonderful every other sentence. And I was sitting by myself one afternoon and I was contemplating deep, deep thoughts, channeling my inner soul, and I asked myself, what am I doing here? No, actually, that's not true. I came to a realization that, when you're in a marriage, it's compromise, it's sacrifice, it's doing things that you wouldn't ordinarily do. So I took notes the whole weekend, and then I went home and wrote this song. And it's on the album, and when we recorded it, we did it like as a swing tune, because that's what sort of came to mind for me. So we have like piano and clarinet and drums and backup vocals and the whole 9 yards. So to give you the full jazz experience, I'm going to do the karaoke version of the song. And there's a little sing-along part in it for you. In the chorus, the first 2 times I sing, "You're Happy," you sing "You're Happy." Very easy. So let me just get this going here. Tech crew is on vacation this week, so I'm doing everything myself. It comes up first, so be ready. When you're happy, when you're happy.
You're happy.
I love you through and through. I'll gladly clean the attic and even eat tofu, 'cause when you're happy, I'm happy too. I'll express my feelings and I will go to yoga. I will go on nature hikes and I will move to Saratoga. I will watch a foreign film with English subtitles, even if it's 4 hours long. Because when you're happy, I'm happy too. When you're happy, I love you through and through. I'll gladly clean the attic and even eat tofu, 'cause when you're happy, I'm happy too. I'll watch the Home and Garden channel, I'll grin and bear it. I will buy a brand new suit, even though I'll never wear it. I'll eat at fancy restaurants and order food I can't pronounce and smile the whole evening through. This is the instrumental part of the song. I don't have a whole lot to do here. If I knew how to dance, I could do a little dance for you, but I don't, so I won't. But I'll tell you a little story. I actually sang this song in karaoke version at my daughter's wedding. You know, I was the father of the bride. It was a welcoming toast, and I thought this would be good advice for a young couple. That was almost 5 years ago, and she's still talking to me, so everything's good. I'll do the laundry, I'll wash the dishes, I will eat whatever you cook, and I will say that it's delicious. When you're talking to me, I'll listen intently, even if the ball game is on. Because when you're happy, I'm happy too. When you're happy, I love you through and through. I'll gladly clean the attic and even eat tofu, 'cause when you're happy, I'm happy too. One more time. When you're happy, I'm happy too. When you're happy, I love you through and through. It may seem condescending, but my love for you is never ending. When you're happy, I'm happy too. When you're happy, I'm happy too. I know what you're thinking. You're saying to yourself right now, this is just some cheap publicity stunt to try to promote the CD. Let me tell you something. You're right, you got me. So it's the name of the album is When You're Happy. It's on the table over there. And if you haven't done your holiday shopping yet, or you have someone that's on your B or C list or something, get off cheap. You know, I highly recommend it. And Joe's got a few of his CDs there as well. So.
That's if you don't like the person.
That's right, yeah. Well, speaking of CDs, you know, 2021, it's the 20th anniversary of my first CD. Came out with it in 2001. And I have a writing background, a PR background, so I had this big publicity campaign, you know, and I sent it to the radio stations and the newspapers and the folk music magazines. And interestingly enough, the first media outlet that contacted me, we're doing the Mandolin. The first media outlet that contacted me was from Belgium. So, it's true. So I'm thinking to myself, this is sufficiently weird to write a song about it. So I did. And the way it happened was I was advertising the album on the web, and this guy in Belgium had a radio show. And so he saw it, and he sent me an email and asked me to send him the CD. Well, I sent it out there and got on the air. So I said, cool. So about a week later, I get an email from another radio station in Belgium. They wanted the CD as well. So I sent it over there, and this time it got multiple airplays. It was in the rotation for a few weeks, you know. So now I'm totally fired up about this whole thing. Well, to make a long story short, within a couple of weeks, there are 5 radio stations in Belgium playing this album. Of course, none in the greater Boston area, but there are 5 in Belgium. I'm starting to get CD orders from Europe. Now, this sounds like a pretty preposterous story, But that's exactly the way it happened in the song. In real life, it was slightly different. And I do feel compelled to tell you the true story because, well, do I look like the kind of person who would just make something up just to get a rise out of the audience? we were dealing with that for the last 4 or 5 years, right? Somebody else, a prominent public figure. But that's not me. I'm a straight shooter. So I will tell you exactly what happened. The guy from Belgium did contact me. I mailed him the CD, and that's the last I heard. So I'm thinking, well, this is not going to make the most exciting song in the world. So I sort of embellished the story a bit. I wrote a song about what could have and what really should have happened, and here's how it turned out. My agent hasn't called me in 18 weeks, and I really could use a few bucks. If I don't get a gig in a day or two, I'm gonna have to go back to driving trucks. It's making me crazy, it's getting me down. I can't seem to make any waves in this town. But I'm big in Belgium, I'm loaded with fame. Brussels and Ghent, they all know my name. They love me in Belgium, over there on the man. Well, I'm the biggest thing in Belgium since Steely Dan. All the critics are so hard to please. The radio stations send back my CDs. The club owners hide when I walk through the door. I can't take this kind of rejection no more. I dream about playing in big sold-out halls, but even my mother won't return my phone call. But I'm big in Belgium, I'm loaded with fame. Brussels and Ghent, they all know my name. They love me in Belgium, over there on the Main. Well, I'm the biggest thing in Belgium since Steely Dan. Here we go. I'm simply Eugene Rude. The mansion waits for me overlooking the North Sea, 'cause I'm big in Belgium, I'm loaded with fame. Brussels and Ghent, they all know my name. They love me in Belgium, over there I'm reeling in the years, throwing away the time. And I'm the biggest thing in Belgium since Steely Dan. I'm the biggest thing in Belgium ever. Okay, we're going to do one more song. Take a brief but very well-deserved break. We're Knock on Wood, and I'm Howie Newman. That's Joe Kessler on the fiddle and the mandolin and vocals and everything else. And before I forget, I want to wish you all a very happy holiday and happy New Year. And this show is going on a Framingham Access Cable, Foxboro. We'll cut that out, right? We'll cut that out of the Foxboro Access Cable. So if you want to relive these magical moments, or you want to tell a friend about it, or weren't quite sure what to make of it the first time around, you can check it out on cable. Yeah.
Hello, Foxboro.
Yes. We made sure we were playing on a Sunday when the Patriots were not playing. They don't want us siphoning off some of their audience. You know? And we do a lot of outdoor summer shows, actually. We've been playing outdoor summer shows for the past 7 years, so we may be coming to a town near you for one of our shows. It's a lot similar to this. We do a little more covers. There's dogs and frisbees and families and things like that. We try to have a lot of fun with it. And I also do a baseball show. I think think I did one here a couple of years ago too. Yeah, I just do baseball songs for an hour and tell trivia and stories and things like that. Anyway, if you're traveling this holiday season by car, you definitely want to put this song on the radio or on your CD player, or however you do it now.
They'll have these things called smartphones.
Smartphones, yeah, that's right. Put it on your phone or something. You know, we have a new car. We got a new car like 4 years ago. It has no CD player in it or something. We had to, my wife figured it out though. And it was a good driving song. It's a Tom Petty song, and we like it. Okay, you can start this off, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a beautiful day, the sun beat down, and the radio on, I was driving. Trees went by, me and Dale were singing, a little runaway, I was flying, and running down the drain, never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the drain. I felt so good, like anything was possible. I hit cruise control, rubbed my eyes. The last 3 days, the rain was unstoppable. It was always cold, no sunshine. And I'm running down the drain, never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the drain. I rolled on as it got too dark. I put the pedal down, make some time. There's something good waiting down this road. I'll pick it up, whatever in mind. And running down the drain, never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the drain. Running down the drain, never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the drain. Feel free to check out the CDs or come up and say hi or whatever. You know, we're very friendly.
Oh, wow. I did say that. I had a lot more hair. Still got a lot of hair. Good. You're fine. Oh, 5 years, okay. Yeah. So what do you make? Well, you know what? Yeah.
Thanks a lot for sticking around, we appreciate it. Had a good time. People actually sang along, that was great. The great part about the sing-alongs during the pandemic is that if you're singing out of key, nobody knows who it is. So it's
Mask joke.
So we're going to start off a little rock and roll for you. By a British band called Dire Straits. And this is a song they wrote about another band, about a jazz band. You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, south of the river you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double for time. You feel alright when you hear that music ring. So you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. Yeah, but the horns, they're blowing that sound. Way on down south. Way on down south in London town. Check out the dog George, he knows all the chords. But it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry and sad. They say an old guitar is all that he can afford. He gets up under the lights to play his thing. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, you know we're doing alright. But he can play the honky-tonk like anything. Saving it up for Friday night with the Sultans of swing. Well, there's a crowd of young boys there fooling around in the corner. Running the restaurant baggies in the platform soul. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. That ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans they play Creole. night, now it's time to go home. And it's fast with one more thing. We are the Sultans, we are the Sultans of Swing. Kessler. You know, the heavy lifting on that song. All right, we're gonna need a little more guitar. I've always been sort of a late adopter when it comes to technology, you know, because I'm an old timer, I guess, I don't know. And although I'm not totally averse to sophisticated electronic devices, you know, I have a DVR. I have a GPS, I have DVDs. I have them right now, as a matter of fact. But it wasn't until a few years ago that I actually bought myself a smartphone. And that was because I realized I couldn't buy any sports tickets or concert tickets without one. So I could also book gigs on my phone, so I finally bought one. But prior to that, I didn't have one. I was the only person that I knew above the age of 10 who didn't have one. So I thought an explanation was in order. We do it now. So we haven't done one of these shows indoors in a couple of years almost. So, but it's coming back, and we actually, I forgot how much fun it is. It's great to be doing this. We do a lot of outdoor. We did a lot of outdoor stuff last year. And then the year before that, we didn't do much of anything. Norwood. We did Norwood, yes. We did Norwood in it was March of 2020. It was the last time we did an indoor concert. So,
Did you do it at the theater?
we did it at the Norwood Library, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
We got a little more guitar? Good, okay. And then we'll have to turn it back when we finish. So this is my explanation as to why I was a late adopter. Okay. I'm low tech, I'm old school. Some say I'm nothing but an old fool. I like to keep things simple as a rule. I'm low tech, I'm old school. Each day I get a newspaper. It's what I read that's news. On paper, not some fancy little screen. It doesn't have a keyboard or a little battery, but you can take it in the bathtub or any place you please. I'm low tech, I'm old school. Some say I'm nothing but an old fool.
No one says that, Howie.
I like to keep things simple as a rule. I'm low tech, I'm old school. When I buy an album, I like to hold it in my hand. Look at all the pictures, read about the band. I've still got cassettes and vinyl, but make no mistake, I never ever even thought of buying an 8-track tape. You remember 8-track tapes, right? That wasn't even low tech, that was no tech. for calling people. Imagine that. I won't play a movie or pull up a map. No information overload. That's okay, 'cause if my car breaks down, I just call AAA. I'm low tech, I'm old school. Some say I'm nothing but an old fool. I like to keep things simple as a rule. I'm low tech, I'm old school. And to give this song the rousing conclusion that it truly deserves, I'd like to invite all the old low-tech, old-school folks in the audience to join with me on the chorus one time. You know who you are. And the rest of you, you can take this opportunity to check your email, send a text message, post a photo of your lunch on Instagram, or whatever you like. So it starts off on low-tech, I'm old school. Here we go. I'm low-tech, I'm old school. I'm old school, some say nothing but I'm nothing but an old fool. I like to keep things simple as a rule. Low tech, I'm low tech, I'm old school, and my kids don't really think it's all that cool. But I'm low tech, I'm old school.
I think we're gonna do a new song for you guys. Very exciting.
We're super excited about this. We're going to record it. Yeah, it's a new song, so we've actually never played in front of people before, because I wrote it during the pandemic. And it's a song that's, it's sort of an appreciation for being a full-time musician, because we were both, that's how we make our living. We're both full-time musicians. And I'm very grateful and happy to do it, you know, and to be able to make a living. I mean, it's actually a living from someone in the 1960s, I think, but it is a living. I was growing up, I used to sing in the shower, I dream about being a rock and roll star. And then I grew up and got paid by the hour. I learned that dreaming wouldn't get you too far, but in the back of my mind, I always kept my hopes alive. I wrote a bunch of songs, got some played on the radio. Played a lot of gigs before too long. Finally figured out it was the way to go. And all the while, I just had to smile. 'Cause it sure beats working any day. Just the thought of making music and paying my own way makes me happy. Run, sure beats working, that's the truth. I ain't rich, I don't live in a mansion. I drive around town in a beat-up car. But I get a job, it really is a passion. Got a hold on me deep down in my heart. My oh my, just a lucky guy. 'Cause it sure beats working any day. Just the thought of making music and paying my own way makes me happy. Free, sure beats working, that's true. working any day. Just the thought of making music and paying my own way makes me happy. Through and through, joy beats working. That's we're gonna do another song I wrote, but this is more serious tone to it. Actually, I wrote this in July of this year, and that was when the pandemic, we thought we were finally coming out of the pandemic. And everybody was in a really good mood. And we sort of regressed a bit, I guess, but we're in a better place than we were a year ago, I think. And we really appreciate the efforts and the sacrifices made by the first line workers, the medical people, the police, the fire department, the doctors, the nurses, the people who worked at the grocery store, delivered the mail. And I thought a lot about the seniors, the college and high school seniors in 2020 who didn't really get to celebrate a proper graduation. And so I took that concept and thought to a metaphorical level, because that's what songwriters do. And I envisioned us as all being in this gigantic class of 2020, and we kind of plowed through it and graduated together. So here it is. It's called The Class of 2020. We are all graduates, the class of 2020. We're the lucky ones who made it through. We are all survivors in the land of plenty. We outran the darkness and the doom. We salute the brave souls who helped us reach this moment. We will not forget the ones who cared. Forever mourn the ones who didn't make it. The emptiness is something we all share. We are all graduates, the class of 2020. We're the lucky ones who made it through. We are all survivors in the land of plenty. We outran the darkness and the doom. We tuned out the noise from those who would divide us, stayed together though we were apart. And we prayed for the day that the madness would subside us. Till that day we all did our part. Souls who helped us reach this moment. We will not forget the ones who cared. And we forever mourn the ones who didn't make it. The emptiness is something we all share. We are all graduates, the class of 2020. We're the lucky ones who made it through. We are all survivors in the land of plenty. We outran the darkness and the doom. We are all graduates, the class of 2020. We're the lucky ones who made it through. Okay, we're going to go in a slightly lighter vein now. Get rid of this. that serious. But it was a very emotional moment, really, to go through all that stuff and then finally think we're getting to the end. Anyway, this is a song about a situation that musicians get into from time to time. Not that often, but you know, you have a gig and you practice, and you rehearse, and drive out there, you do your sound check, you tune up, walk out on the stage, and let me say this as delicately as I can. The size of the audience is not quite as large as you had anticipated. Not like today, though. This is a nice audience thing. But sometimes, you know, you get these small audiences. And so, and it's nobody's fault, really. I mean, these things, they just happen, you know. It's like that eminent philosopher, the late, great Yogi Berra once said, if people aren't going to show up, you just can't stop them. But you know, the people who organize these type of concerts and coffee houses, we've done a lot of them, and I've done a lot of them by myself too. Nicest people in the world. A lot of times they take it personally. They think that, you know, it's something that they did wrong or something. They feel compelled to offer up some type of an explanation as to why things didn't happen the way everybody had hoped that they would. So this song is a compilation of all those explanations I've received and we've received over the years. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone's on vacation, that's why nobody's here. They're scattered round the country, bringing wine and beer. It's not your fault, it's just the wrong time of year. Everyone's on vacation, that's why nobody's here. We didn't do the mailing, that's why nobody's here. I think we were on vacation, bringing wine and beer. We asked someone to do it, but we did not make it clear. We didn't do the mailing, that's why nobody's here. We worked and planned and oh, what's the use? All we've got is lame excuse, but there has to be a reason, an explanation for it, so let's analyze the situation just a little more. The weather is too nice, that's why the turnout is low. People like to be outdoors, that's something we all know. Starlit night in the mountains is where they'd rather go. Weather is too nice, that's why the turnout is low. The weather's really bad, that's why the turnout is low. It's rainy and it's cold, nobody wants to see a show. Back home it's warm and cozy, why partake of the unknown? Weather is really bad, that's why the turnout is low. We worked and planned and oh, what's the use? All we've got is lame excuse, but there has to be a reason, an explanation for it, so let's analyze the situation just a little more. Holidays are approaching, that's why something's amiss. Folks have to shop and clean and cook, they don't have time for this. If a week had 3 more days, they might just put it on their list. Holidays are approaching, that's why something's amiss. And now, the ultimate coffeehouse killer of all time. It's bingo night at the Elks Club. We just forgot there's untold riches to be had. That's why this night is shot. You just can't compete with $1,000 pot. It's bingo night at the Elks Club and we just forgot. Everyone's on vacation, that's why nobody's here. We didn't do the mailing and the weather's warm and clear. It's bingo no night at the Elks Club. All there's near the weather's really bad, that's why nobody's here. Everyone's on vacation, that's why nobody's here. Okay, I'm going to do another one of my karaoke songs. Give Joe a little bit of a breather. And he used to be, in the old days, he used to be able to get through a whole show without taking a break. He's getting on in the years. This is another one of my baseball songs. And I thought it would be a good idea to write a song about the 2004 Red Sox. Fortunately, it took me like 3 years to write it, so by the time I finished it. But, you know, because it was such an amazing thing that happened, and people, you know, coming back against the Yankees and ending the curse and all the thing, you know. And even if you weren't a baseball fan and you were in New England at that time, you knew something special was happening. So I sat down to write this song, and this classic rock tune just kept dancing around in my head. And it happened like 2 or 3 times in a row. So I figured, okay, this is an omen. It's a message from God. So I took that song, I embraced it, and I changed all the words. And I came up with a new song called It's the End of the Curse and We Know It. And it was a big rock and roll hit in the 80s, I guess. So in order to do the whole rock and roll thing, we're going to do the karaoke once again. And you can feel free to sing along on this. So let me just crank it up. Great starts with a 2-out walk, then a steal of New York's ace. Robert stood at second base. Sox were down 3-0, everybody said they're done. Miller up the middle, indicating the time. Run, Boston, Penny, Wooden, Benny, X, never scored again. No practice, Scanning fell with it, really. Papa took a big hack, the ball went way back into the night. In near minutes, Sox are back here, beating down there next. Fourth thing more with next thing or two, did it one more time. Next time catch a back foot, stop, such a shot, big shoe, shut down, bell horn down. All time would have right, keep going one more night. Everybody's laughing, but the umps were happy and we're feeling pretty sight. It's the end of the curse and we know it. It's the end of the curse and we know it. It's the end of the curse and we know it. I feel fine. Everything on the line, baby, 29 and when still Sox crew, see a booth, rattle on everyone on it. Hey, both the dance just would go away. Barrett, and Nixon, Wakefield, Tim, and Hope, Lisa Grammar, Embry, and the Buck, Bronson, Royal, Fury, they go, never even up. Got where they are, 90 good, 95, was the greatest comeback of all time. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. I feel fine. I feel fine. Okay, get your hands up. Come on, get them up. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. And I feel fine. Midwest big dance cards had no chance. 4 straight, no 4 folk came and shut the door. There we go, 3-0, and he gets the trophy on no more sweet. 1918, the bats were blazing, pitching was amazing. What else can you say? It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. It's the end of the curse, and we know it. I feel fine. Thank you very much. That's also on my Baseball's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Got a couple more songs left, but we want to thank you all for coming today. And we're called Knock on Wood. Joe Kessler on the fiddle. Amazing job once again. And thanks to the people here at the library, Manny and all the staff people. We appreciate it. Give them a nice round of applause. You know, they're working hard to keep you entertained and educated during a global catastrophe. And also the Foxboro Access Cable. We appreciate their taking the time to come down here and film. And you can go to their website and check it out. So we're going to do a couple of songs that you know. You sat through a lot of these original songs. This is a song from the 60s, late 60s, by a band called Buffalo Springfield. And they were like the first supergroup, except nobody knew it at the time because all the guys in the band got famous after they left. Stephen Stills, Neil Young, Jim Messina was in that band. Richie Fiore from Poco, and nobody seems to know. Anybody know Poco? No. There you go, all right. It's like my favorite band. I saw them about 30 times. Here's their protest song from the 60s. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think I will stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's bad lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their mind, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop building. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly sing hooray for our paranoia strikes deep into your lives, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out line, the man comes, is gonna take you away. You better stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. We're not gonna, we do a lot of outdoor shows during the summer. If you want to get on the mailing list, take one of our cards, send me an email, I'll put you on the mailing list when we're coming to a town near you.
Mansfield.
We play in Mansfield and other places. And everything south of Boston to me is pretty much the same. It means you gotta leave early. You gotta go through Boston. 'Cause we're both from north of Boston.
I live closer by sea. I'm
Yeah.
in Boston. That's true.
We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of the same stuff at the outdoor show. And some CDs still remaining, so if you want to get a stocking stuffer or whatever, feel free. They're priced to move. And we've got business cards out there as well. So, now, we really like coming to Foxboro. This is our third time I think we played here. And because the reason is it's one of the most rocking towns in the entire northeast corridor. Don't laugh, isn't it? Would we have come back 2 more times if it wasn't?
Certainly this side of Worcester.
Okay. Good. So we want to dedicate this last song to you, people, because you really rock. And appreciate it though. Appreciate a good turnout today. We weren't sure what was going to happen. So here we go. Well, my baby and me, we went out late Saturday night. I had my half pile high, my baby looked so right. Pick you up 10, got you happy home at 2. Mama don't know what it gets over you, but that's alright, 'cause we're looking as good as you. Well, I found a little place that I really did love me half bad. I had a whiskey on the rocks and the tea of a dog on a jukebox. I put the cold rock in that can, but all they played was a disco man. Come on, baby, let's get out of here right away. Here we go. We're gonna rock this town, rock it inside out. We're gonna rock this town, make it scream and shout.
That's it, come on.
Let's rock, rock, man, rock, gonna rock till we drop, gonna rock till we drop, gonna rock it down, rock it inside. Once and they looked at me twice. Look at me again, there's gonna be a fight. We're gonna rock this town, rip this place apart. We're gonna rock this town, rock it inside out. We're gonna rock this town, make it scream and shout.
What are we gonna do?
Let's rock, 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 baby, rock. We're gonna rock till we come, we're gonna rock till we come. We're gonna rock this town, rock it inside out. Here we go.
just teasing.
But I didn't pick up on it.
Oh, as soon as they sang the first song, I was just teasing. No, I think they were just teasing. Really?
Well, I haven't written that. I haven't written that.
Is Gail going with you Wednesday night?
First.
Do you want company?